the midst of a lot of weird news, how about some good news? And that's charitable giving. It's up.
Danny, we've worked with your family for many years to try to look at charitable giving, and you've been part of this conversation.
It was great. So my dad wanted to create a scholarship fund in honor of his parents. And what they did was appreciated stock.
He had bought some stock over the years, and it continued to appreciate. So highly appreciated. In other words, the cost basis was very low. The value was very high. And there's things that people can do with those stocks, Brian, to make a charitable bequest.
Most people, I think, believe that you need to give cash to a charity, and that's not true. And if you have appreciated stock, so you bought it a long time ago, it's gone up in value, some people are like, well, okay, I can sell it, then I have to pay capital gains taxes, and then I can donate it, and then I can get the tax deduction for that. You don't actually have to sell it. You can donate the appreciated stock, subject to certain restrictions about adjusted gross income limits and all this other stuff, right? But you can donate the stock and deduct the full fair market value of the stock as your deduction, and you don't have to pay the capital gains tax because the charity gets it, right, and then they can sell it.
Let's have a real example. So we told this story many years ago. A doctor called us up and said, I want to give some money to my church. So he was going to sell it and pay the taxes and then gift it. But then we talked to him about how you could even do it within an IRA.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That would then, for probably within the IRA, a great technique there. And I know a lot of people do this. So if you have an IRA and you have to take these RMDs, required minimum distributions, you can actually use a QCD, qualified charitable distribution, where it goes to the charity directly. You don't take the money and then give it to the charity, because if you do that, then you have to pay the taxes on it. It counts as a type of income. But you just direct the custodian to send that charitable amount to the charity, and then that counts towards your RMD. Now, you don't get a charitable deduction, but you don't have to pay the income taxes on it. So it's actually more valuable than getting that deduction.
So highly appreciated stock and QCDs, two ideas that we do with our financial planning nearly every day. But an article that we were talking about earlier this week, where charitable donations hit $592 billion in 2024. That is up.
It is, which after the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was passed, there is a dip in charitable giving because people do respond to incentives. The tax deduction was very valuable. You reduce taxes, that's a little bit less of an incentive to give. But there's more traction now for the charitable giving. Most of it is done by individuals, followed by foundations and corporations. The 25% is to religious organizations, but to a wide variety of these 501c3s. If you're going to be donating, whether it's money or if it's property or appreciated stock, you do have to check, are they actually a qualified charity? And the IRS, they do have a very clunky tool that you can use to find out if they do qualify. And there are some nicer private sector provided ones that do this for you as well. But if it's to a 501c3, you can get that tax deduction. But more and more people are actually using DAFs. So these donor-advised funds, where maybe they don't necessarily know which charity they want to donate to, or they want to front load it. So they want to donate a lot in one year and maybe dole it out over time. And so we're seeing more people using donor-advised funds, which counts as a charity. Now, it's an irrevocable gift to the DAF. So if you put it in there, you can't take it out. But the interesting thing from a tax planning perspective is that you can combine the gifting of appreciated stock with a DAF. So if setting up a DAF, you can actually transfer those shares into the DAF, and then when it's within the donor advised fund, you can diversify it, you can do whatever you want with it, but then any distribution from that must go to a charity.
Good. This is the kind of thing that we talk about, and if this is one of the ideas that you want to talk about, this is what we do on a daily basis.